Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jake here, and today the Revelations intro cutscene did drop, and now this, as you could probably tell by my voice, I'm still smiling after watching this. It's absolutely amazing. It's 3 minutes of epic intro. It's better than any of the intros we've had for any of the maps before this on Black Ops 3. So the first shot that we do actually see in this intro cutscene is going to be of the house and the perfect environment that is around it. And Monty's basically going to be narrating this whole intro cutscene, giving us a little bit of a recap about what has actually happened and how we have got there. So as we know, the house is meant to be a perfect environment where no evil can be, and it's only the good things that are meant to be, such as the children that are going to carry on with the actual life of our characters. So then we're going to see the children playing in the room, obviously the Samantha and Eddie, who obviously we knew were the from Origins, but also we now see Takeo, Dempsey and Nikolai as well. Now obviously these got there after the Gorod Krovi Easter egg when you do release the souls into the sky and they actually arrive back at the house. Even Dr. Monty does confirm that these are the children of ourselves effectively in a different form by saying this is meant to be the place of safety for the kids, the little U's. But then unfortunately stuff goes wrong shortly after our current characters of Origins Descent do actually arrive at the house. So the Origins characters do time travel and teleport into the map with obviously the use of the beacon that we did in the Giant, and basically Maxis knows where we are so he can teleport us around where we need to go. Now Monty goes ahead and says, now I can understand your initial shock coming face to face with Maxis, especially after such a long time. Now also the last time that we did see a form of Maxis was obviously in Origins, where we did end up cutting out his brain and basically putting it into a drone so you could still have Maxis preserved in a future life. Now obviously once the drone at the end of the Easter egg, it flew up into the house as well. Obviously during Black Ops 3 we've been collecting the souls of different characters during the course of all the DLCs, but obviously the one person that we've never actually collected a soul for was Maxis'. Brain has just been put into another body effectively. Dr. Monty then goes and says, but you did the right thing, you followed the plan. You brought the summoning key here and you destroyed that bloody machine once and for all. By the bloody machine he's on about the teleporter that obviously teleports us around the different universes, but obviously the summoning key, when you're saying that, Maxis ends up having like a look of sort of blankness on him, and as if he's just daydreaming, he's lost in a different world sort of thing, as if the summoning key is talking to him already. Monty then goes to say, the thing is though, Maxis went and balls things up already. So basically as soon as you get to the house that night, Maxis is still hearing the voices from the summoning key, which is probably the Shadow Man, obviously still in there, able to communicate with Maxis. Maxis walks around the house trying to find the summoning key, goes down to the basement where it was left just on the side, which is, you know, sort of normal, you know, this amazing artifact just being left on the side of, you know, a room. Basically Maxis goes down to there, picks it up, and the voices are still talking to him inside there. Now this is obviously going to be the Shadow Man talking to Maxis in the way, because Monty goes to say basically it's not really his fault. He hasn't actually got his soul yet. Now the fact that he hasn't got a soul is kind of the fact that we only got a brain from him in Origins, because we never had the summoning key then, so you couldn't preserve his soul straight away. You took the brain out, you gave the brain basically to Monty at the end of the Easter egg on Origins, so basically Monty only got the brain and his body is still soulless in a way. So with you basically handing the summoning key in your hands, it's basically putting the soul of someone inside the summoning key into the body of the person holding it. So this is where Dr. Monty's fresh start plan is sort of ballsed up, and it really does require some more fixing to get it perfect again. But it seems that it's not Dr. Monty's fault. He probably didn't know that the Shadow Man was in the summoning key, probably because obviously he targeted Shadows of Evil to go and get the summoning key after the Easter egg was complete, and probably thought the Shadow Man was killed and not in the summoning key itself. So as Maxis is holding the key and it's basically pulling the soul of the Shadow Man outside of the key and putting it into Maxis, Monty goes to say, anyway, the key thing, as in the thing that is key, is that Maxis fiddled around with it, the summoning thingamajig, and accidentally released an even bigger bastard. So Monty knows that the Shadow Man is something that's going to put a pause on his safe haven plan and basically cause the whole characters to have to fight to save the children and the house area again. As Maxis is messing around with the key and basically pulling the soul from it and putting it inside himself, you actually see the Shadow Man walking through the house, just wreaking havoc, ripping everything around him, going to a standpoint and basically opening up a sort of portal and bringing in everything bad from other dimensions and other universes into this universe that we are trying to save. After Monty saying about releasing an even bigger bastard, someone I didn't even know was in there. The Shadow Man, the one and only original Harbinger of Doom. Now I went and did some research on this term Harbinger of Doom, and it basically means a signing or a warning of bad things to come. Now also it was that in Shadows of Evil where he basically caused the actual sort of rift to open in the sky and basically to allow the apothecans and all that sort of stuff into that universe. So we then see the world rip open and a lot of stuff changing around the area. It gets a lot darker, sort of as if it did on Shadows of Evil once you did end up completing the main ritual to basically get the Pack-a-Punch. Everything was darker, it was as if there was something there just covering the whole entire area. Now after he is done spawning in all this bad stuff and everything changing the world as we see it, we then get a shot of like some floating islands, obviously, which is very similar to the Infection map on multiplayer where you actually see a house outside the map as well. And then another set of these floating islands get pulled in from outer space, and this basically looks to be the playable area that we are going to be playing on, because I'm pretty sure you can see in there Shangri-La and even the Eisendrache. Now obviously we know that them are two of the maps that are kind of playable, judging by the little teaser trailer that we did get yesterday. So we're probably going to be traversing around these floating islands along different sections of older maps that we have already played and already been to set stuff right or set stuff wrong. We then get to see the Shadow Man as we saw him on Shadows of Evil once you did complete the Pack-a-Punch ritual and he basically revealed his proper form to yourself. He then looks around and your four characters are looking at him, but soon turn away and listen to what Monty says to them. Monty then goes to say to you that things have gone way too far out of control and we must be setting things correct again. We're talking about apothecans, the most powerful and evil entities in all of the existence that ever existed. Now Monty's basically just confirming to you there that the apothecans are the worst things that you can possibly ever come across, and they are going to be a tough challenge to beat probably. But obviously now they're here in our perfect world. We can't be having any of that. Monty doesn't want that. He basically wants them gone. He wants this universe to be perfectly clear and only have the good things that are for the future and to set things correct. So Black Ops 3 Salvation DLC will launch on the 6th of September along with Revelations, and this will be the ending of our Origins saga for Black Ops 3. There's going to be lots of content coming before the map actually launches and also when the map launches on this channel. Hopefully you did enjoy this video, guys. If you did, hit that like button. Also subscribe if you are new around here. Thank you and goodbye.